Hello and welcome to today's review of the Transformers Energon Duststorm. Now, this guy is cool. He's got the kind of G1 Rotor Storm colours going on. Now, I will bring that up for the robot mode size comparison just so you guys can see that there's a striking lot of similarities going on. I think that may also be where the name Duststorm has been derived from, because Rotor Storm is a word away from being the same. But yeah, generally this is a really cool crane mode. Very straightforward in its execution and kind of the way everything is put together, like through the transformation bit. It's very aesthetically pleasing. You've also got pinned wheels. Now, I didn't point out the pinned wheels on Bone Crusher. That's just a mistake on my part, but generally really cool stuff. Now the crane arm, if we unhook it from, let's just zoom in or focus. This section here, it's tabbed in, so the arm can ratchet upwards. Then this claw, this is for the robot mode, it kind of becomes a hand. There you go, just kind of opens up there. You can also kind of fold it out and it's like a big old stompy bit for the foot. And there it goes. But yeah, the crane arm, if you just give it a yank, there you go. It comes out nicely, which is really cool. Can articulate upwards. Yeah, cool. You know, don't know why you'd want to do it, but things and stuff. So yeah, generally really cool. Now overall, paint detailing and molding and stuff on this is really nice. And let's just move on to our vehicle mode size comparison. Alternators, Swindle, Energon, Sledge, Ralph, Steve. Now generally, Duststorm over here, he is small, right? As is every figure from the kind of a Build-Ron team. Now, you know, it's perfectly okay. Purely given the fact that, you know, £7 a piece for these guys, £10 for Steam Hammer. That was what, you know, 7, 14, 21, 28, and then £38 for a whole combiner. I'm perfectly cool with that at this size. No, he doesn't really, I mean, they scale somewhat with one another. I think you could argue that. But I don't think they scale with most of your other Transformers, considering the fact you'd consider the construction vehicles to be far larger than the cars. However, that is not the case, and it's alright. I'm not really bothered by it, you know, I'm generally in favour of these guys. So, for the transformation, we're just going to take these arms, we're going to fold them out. We're not going to swing them around yet, because this whole assembly does need rotating around. Like so. Then, we're going to fold in right there. We'll actually get onto this joint because I think it does matter when we're actually talking about the robot mode. Do all this stuff, take this blue panel here, as covered in the short, rotate the head around, beautiful stuff. Fold this section in, fold the legs, well, split them. Take the foot and the heel, the foot and the heel on a human are just both part of the foot, right? Well, the foot has the heel on the end of it. I mean, just take the front and back sections of the foot and put them together. Put them out, whatever. I don't even know. Can't do English. Yeah. Anyway, this guy, the elbows are ratcheted. This whole arm assembly with the crane is ratcheted to provide stability and whatnot. Apologies for the hair swinging in front of the camera. But yeah, this guy is really cool. We're just going to do the robot mode size comparison, and then we're going to jump straight into the articulation. Here we have Energon Bone Crusher, Energon Steam Hammer, Gen Select Rotor Storm, Ralph, Steve. Now, let's just talk about this. So, he does go well with Steam Hammer and Bone Crusher, right? But the real point of contention here for me is the colour scheme that is kind of shared between him and Gen Select's Rotor Storm, or just Rotor Storm in general. Now, this toy, brilliant stuff, by the way. I absolutely love the mold, but there are some striking similarities in the colour schemes here. They both use the same dark blue and the same light blue, but then in place of all of the pink accents that Rotor Storm has, here we have kind of this more, I don't know, reddy, pinky colour on the windows, on the face. I don't know, just something to point out. But yeah, as you can see, he's a small boy. Now, for the articulation though, you know, it's really something to point out because he does some cool things. So the head is going to spin all the way around like so. The shoulders are going to go all the way out at, I mean, this one's got like maximum shoulder. This one is a 90. It swings all the way around as well. There you go, like so. And then bicep swivel. Brilliant stuff. You get that on both sides because they're mushroomed in. You get a super elbow on one side, super elbow on the other. Even with the crane arm in place being a little bit inconvenient, you do still have really good elbows. You technically get a forwards butterfly. You can actually work this into posing and whatnot because you're not actually doing an awful lot besides function the joint. Waist goes all the way around. Legs kick up at a 90. There you go. Legs kick back. Maybe, yeah, it's about a 90, right? And then beautiful split because he's on ball joints. Then there's no bicep swivel or anything due to the lack of ball joints at the knee. Bicep swivel, thigh swivel, whatever. Biceps. Knees only pull a 90, which is okay. And then you have a toe bend downwards if you'd like to count it. I don't know how practical that is, but I don't think it's too necessary to really take into account. Generally though, the articulation on this guy is, I would argue, even with the crane arm being a little bit inconvenient for posing and whatnot, I do think the articulation is definitely better than the Bone Crusher mold. Like, even if that had the better knees, this has the same level on the elbows. The shoulders are better because the arms can actually go all the way around. He's got the forwards butterflies, and then everything else is almost the same. Besides Bone Crusher having those kind of thigh swivel things thanks to the knees, yeah, it's technically a thigh swivel, right? So for the overall rankings on this version of this mod, because I might feel differently about wide load, yeah, you know, aesthetics on this guy are definitely probably like a 9. It's good, you know, I really do like it. The color scheme's pretty dope, and both modes look really good. It's just, this is a little bit proportionately wonky, which is the only reason why he gets a 9, right? I think it's due to the functionality of this crane arm, just kind of holding him back a little bit, because it gives him a bit of a funny look. So I wish it just did something slightly different. Even if it was a parts forming piece that went on his back, you know, that would be perfectly fine. So, transformation on this guy. I did actually mention this in the review. I think this mold is a really good transformation, but I'm only going to put it at an 8. It's very straightforward and fun. It's just not the level of enjoyment that Bone Crusher provides. Then value for money on this guy is a 10, leaving articulation until last. Value for money is the same because I paid a fair amount for the whole set. He's very good, you know, for a retail figure that would have been £7. And yeah, just beautiful for the time period. And then the articulation lastly. Due to, look, I'm gonna just level with you. The articulation is a 9 on this guy. Forward butterfly, the fully functioning shoulders, and the added range on this one specifically. Just that is putting him above Bone Crusher, purely because Bone Crusher could not get his arms all the way around. Also, bicep swivels, you know, they're present on both arms. So even if Bone Crusher has slightly better legs, this guy wins from the waist upwards. So yeah. Thank you for watching. This has been AnimatedCHUG. Join me next time for the review of Sledge. Goodbye.